Welcome to the Three Speech Podcast, aka 3SP, episode 2. We're doing this. If you've enjoyed episode 1, remember, please like and subscribe. We're going for the lofty goal of 100 subscribers so we can get our own unique URL and call it something completely different. So, welcome to the Three Speech Podcast. I'm Darius Davies, I can't speak. I'm joined as ever with our co-host, Mr. Leo Kearse. How's it going? And the Bayesian sensation,
Nico. Yes.
So we're back. The energy's just somewhat dwindled.
No,
It's not. It's good. It's all good. It's all good in the head. Thanks for tuning in, Leo. You are leading us with your notepad of integral knowledge for this episode. So what's first on the agenda?
So today we're going to be talking about. I'm going to go through all the things. We might not get to all of them because we've only got an hour. But comedians getting cancelled. There've been a lot of comedian cancellations this week, even more than last week. There's been protests in London and Bristol, sadly not about comedians getting cancelled. Cardi B and Candace Owens have got some sort of beef going on. We've got new TROPICS as well. We're all avid fans of taking drugs that we buy from Indian pharmacies on the internet, and they've got Russian writing on them, and we take them, and then we try and do work. And also the Atlanta shooting. If we've got time, we'll get round to that as well. So, but yeah, kicking off, we've got comedians getting cancelled. So three comedians this week.
3?
Yeah, not us. 3.
And Darius from last week. That's to come.
So who are the 3 that got cancelled?
So Lee Hurst was kicked off, suspended from Twitter because he did a joke about Greta Thunberg getting fingered. No, Greta Thunberg having sex or something, and that was seen as like, have we got the joke?
Yeah, I will bring that up.
Also, you didn't introduce Mooch.
Oh well, and of course. Our
Mooch.
backing vocals, uncredited.
No, credited, because I did credit myself when I.
Yeah, Mooch credits himself. So wait, Lee Hurst and who are the other 2? Why you would get
the other 2 were Lovdev Barpega.
Lovdev Barpega, that well-known household name. I'm joking.
It's a fun name to say.
I like. Yeah. No shots fired, Lovdev. I like you.
That's coming from Darius, with a total of 27 followers on YouTube. You know what I mean? And also there's ELLORY Smith, is she called?
Has she been
Was
cancelled?
she cancelled?
Well, no, she tried to cancel someone else, but then she got this. What always happens with woke people? Woke people always say, "Oh my God, this person said this horrible, racist, sexist thing or whatever," and then somebody digs through their tweets and finds out that they said something horrible and racist and sexist.
Yeah, she got hit with a reverse Uno card.
Yeah.
Got hit with that. Screwed,
I've
I've got the Lee Hurst joke here.
All right, let's have a look.
Let me just get you lovely guys on screen. They've blurred it out here in the Manchester Evening News because the writing the word cock is obviously crazy. As soon as Greta discovers cock, she'll be complaining about single-use plastics. It's all wrapped in.
She'll stop complaining.
She'll stop complaining. I can't read. She'll stop complaining about the single-use plastics. It's wrapped in.
Yeah.
Did he say sex or cock? He said cock. Okay, cool. No thanks. I'm not going to add you to the thing. Yeah, so that's the joke. It's not the best. It's and it's something that's been going around. I've heard it on the open mic scene a few times. And
are you
I
saying
think you're getting cancelled? I don't think you're getting cancelled for originality. But the talking points with this are she was 18. Don't get me wrong, it's still a bit creepy, but he wasn't tweeting it at her, and I don't know if it's really I don't see it as that big a deal, but then I have a warped sense of humor.
Well, it sounds like we need to cancel Mooch.
Mooch are cancelled.
Bring it on. But no, I mean, also I think who was it who brought up the point that Rosie Jones had a similar joke.
So yeah, well, so that's the thing. I mean, what was Rosie Jones's joke? Have we got that one?
Rosie Jones had a joke. She said that when Greta, when she was 16, she was like
when Greta was 16, not when Rosie was 16.
No, so what she's doing is wonderful, but she shouldn't be doing it now while she's 16. She should be out there drinking Lamborghini and getting fingered by boys.
Can you say it like Rosie said it?
No.
But that's Mooch over there in the Matrix.
No, we've only got.
Pull it up, Mooch. Pull it up.
Pull it
We
up.
got that clip?
Not
Of
on me.
Rosie?
Darius, you had it. Do you want to?
It was on it. It's on the Independent. If you just put Rosie Jones, Greta Thunberg, I mean,
It was on Independent website?
yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
Yeah,
mean,
pull that up, Mooch.
Both of those jokes are kind of shit anyway. But then neither of them should be cancelable, I think.
Yeah, I mean, they're treated differently.
Yeah. The problem is that how Lee has been treated versus Rosie.
Yeah,
Because Rosie was applauded and Lee, boom, kicked off.
yeah.
So it depends to these people which side the political spectrum you're on.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's the problem.
And what is immutable characteristics? Lee can't do anything about his age, his gender, his what are the other ones?
Hairline.
Hairline. He can't do anything about his ethnicity.
Can go Turkey.
Whereas, yeah, he could go to Turkey. Although maybe it's
I
like
don't think
some
he'll be
people.
cancelled for this joke in Turkey. That's
Not
for sure.
not everybody can get a hair transplant because you've got to have enough like hair. I don't know.
Donor follicles.
Donor
Yeah.
follicles. They can take it from your like crotch and armpits and stuff, and your chest and your beard and stuff.
Well,
But that's going to be weird. looking
Imagine
hair.
how shit your hair will look if you've got
Oh,
pubes on your
God.
head.
Yeah, all like you got weird like curly hair and some bits and stuff. But yeah, that's what they do. Maybe you can like chemically straighten it once it's.
That would be mad having pubes.
It's a different.
on your
It's a
Yeah.
different texture. But let's look. Well, okay, so the joke is, I mean, so we discussed this, and Mooch, you made the point. The reason why that joke is more triggering, if we're going to use that word, is because they use the word cock.
Yeah.
Lee Hurst
I
used
think-
the word cock.
I think if Lee Hurst had said boys, then I think it would have been possible. To be honest, I think Lee Hurst would have been cancelled anyway because people who are upset at this joke don't like Lee Hurst, which is fine. They're able to do that. If you don't like
Yeah.
Lee Hurst, that's fine. But I think also from a joke writer's point of view, if you'd used something like boys, it would have been probably less abrasive, but also less funny.
Yeah,
maybe
that's why I asked if you said cock or sex. Sex, he might have get a little pass.
But then he's talking. The cock is the subject of the joke.
Cock is visual. When you
Yeah,
say
and
cock,
he's
a
talking
cock
about
appears.
the cock being wrapped in single-use plastic, whereas the sex wouldn't be wrapped in single-use plastic.
Yeah, you just change the end of the joke.
Yeah, or the end of
To
the
fit.
cock.
But the thing about Lee Hurst though is that he's right wing, right? He's provocateur. So
People say that right-wing people are provocateurs. We're not like going down the street like, "Hey, I'm right-wing. Who fucking wants
Well,
some?"
no, but
you know?
Lee Hurst. I'm not
Maybe
defending. I'm just saying Lee Hurst is known. He's said provocative things, like he said, "Oh, I support BNP" or whatever he said.
He hasn't said that.
Oh, well, I don't know.
He
I'm not-
definitely hasn't said
But
that.
in that, well, if I listen, but you're laughing.
We're gonna get
hold
cancelled.
on. You're laughing, but if I think he said the BNP and I have a passing,
Yeah, but you
what
make
do you
up
think?
just
Yeah,
mad shit
yeah.
in your fucking
But
head.
if I make that up, what do you think woke people are thinking?
You said the dry queens all are pedos.
No, I didn't say that. I did not say all drag queens are pedo. I said Brett Baum, who is the lead drag queen in wherever.
The lead drag
Represented-
queen.
He's a pedo.
How about
a man-
RuPaul?
he's a-
RuPaul's a main drag queen.
RuPaul's not the no. Brett Baum. Don't put words in my mouth, Nico. Don't put words. I don't have nothing put in my mouth. Just I asked for it. I'm not saying all drag queens are pedo. I'm saying that particular guy
That's a joke,
is a
bro.
pedo. But the point I'm making is, if I think Lee Hurst, and I'm wrong, said something about BNP, I just have that in my mind, right? And I'm not doing that just to be funny today. Other people on the left will also have that image of him in their mind.
Oh yeah, I fully believe that people
Yeah.
on the left have got lots of prejudice based on
Yeah.
nothing. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? That is what the left is all about.
Yeah.
But I think it's unfair. It's unfair on Lee to, be sort of like he can't to not be able to make a joke because everybody jumps on you. Whereas like Rosie Jones can make the same joke and everybody claps her. That just seems
Mooch,
like
did you find it?
I did. It's quite long though. Do you want to watch it?
Okay, that's fine.
We can
We could just do the punchline of the joke then.
I will. It's
Fast forward.
it's still long.
Is Lee Hurst? Does Lee Hurst still book the Backyard Club?
well, I think he owns it.
Well, I mean,
I
have
love,
to say,
I love Lee Hurst.
Here's what I don't understand is I see a lot of like people who get cancelled that still give work and stuff to the people who are cancelling it. It's like, why are you like?
Man.
If I was Lee Hurst, I'd say
Yeah.
fine, fine. None of these acts, bam, bam, bam. are going to get booked.
Comedians are always trying to destroy the iceberg they're sitting on. You know what I mean? Like Lee Hurst built a comedy club. He invested in it. He's given work. He's given work to comedians, and it is. It's a fantastic comedy club.
Book me too.
They could book me a bit more often, but like it's a fantastic comedy club.
I've not been booked at the backyard club because the last time I was there.
What happened?
You made a Greta Thunberg joke.
Well, there was a guy. It was in the
queen.
summer. It wasn't a drag queen. There was 2 people in the front, sat to my left, right.
Yeah.
And they had a whole. It was a summer of like hot summer. Still nighttime, so 9 o'clock, still nighttime. Had a whole table of Copperberg cider bottles. So we're just getting fucking pissed, right?
Yeah.
And this guy was joining in, and I can't remember. I mugged him off. Yo, my mum's died. He said something like that was the excuse for him to joining in. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, I don't give a fucking fuck. Why are you here? Go home and mourn, right? The next thing I know, he stood on the stage trying to fight me. And just for that, I've never been booked at Backyard Comedy Club again.
Well,
I love how you're laughing all the way through telling that story.
It was funny.
The rest of us are just like, why would you do that, Darius?
Because obviously his mum's not fucking died. No, if your mum dies, you don't go to a comedy club.
Yeah, you might.
Oh, my mum died last week. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to a comedy club.
You know, life doesn't stop.
No.
This is like when people
does.
say.
No one goes to a comedy club.
This is like when
no one
people
goes
say.
to a comedy. No.
I'd go.
No, you wouldn't.
Let him speak, Darius.
No, I won't.
I think people.
So your mum would die, and you'd go the next day. You'll go to a comedy club.
If he was booked.
Did he say it next day?
Yeah.
Tickets are booked.
If it's a weekend at the comedy store or something.
Yeah, not if you're on it though to watch it.
But did he say my mum died today or
He said
yesterday?
his mum died today or some shit, and he's gone out to the comedy
Guys,
club.
speaking to the mic.
Okay.
He said, my mum died today, and he came out to the comedy. He was basically pissed. He had a whole table of Copperbergs. They were being rowdy and drinking all the way through.
Yeah.
They were just being, you know, when they're so drunk that even when the worst type of heckler is when you kill them and they don't even realize they're being destroyed.
Just keep going.
They're going and going and going. They don't even realize.
It's the worst.
The next thing I know, he's on stage trying to fight me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That must have been easy for him.
Yeah, well, it wasn't actually. Because then I started to fight back with him, and about 20 minutes later, the bouncer went, come on, guys, stop it.
Were you fighting with
Were
him
you
on
actually
stage?
fighting?
So this is
Well, he was smaller than me, so I was like, okay, then if you want to fight, let's fucking fight. Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
I want footage of this because
I wish
you would have gone viral. If
There might be footage. Thingy was there. Tom Stade was on.
I mean, because they do film
Daniel,
stuff.
ask Daniel Diller.
Let's ask for that footage.
Because actually, I'd need to get other footage from the backyard dance.
Well, find out. Maybe that might be good if they had it.
Yeah.
So you're throwing punches.
He came on stage, walked up to me, and I was like, "Let's go then." And then suddenly he pussied out.
But that's not a fight, though.
It's kind of. It was.
It's
quite,
a fight. It's a fight in
it's
London.
a comedy
That's
club
a
fight.
It's a London fight.
It was. I think Elsa was there as well. She was like, "Oh, God, fuck's sake."
That's
the shit.
posturing. That's posturing.
Yeah, but on stage posturing is quite good.
Okay. But yeah, you've like quite a few. You had a sort of reputation for being very funny, but also things might go off the rails. I think that's like.
Yeah, but well, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Remember the guy with the big finger?
Yeah, well, that was
There's a guy in the audience with a big finger, and so obviously Darius sees somebody's physical flaw. He's just like, oh my God, look at this guy's finger. It must hold up your weird long finger. Show me your weird finger.
Did he point him out?
In my defense, I thought the guy had banged his finger, and it was a funny joke.
Grown in
What?
length.
You never banged your thing, and it looked like it damaged. You know, I was
Not
like,
my dick, maybe. Like this.
Anyway, long story short, I made a mistake, and I learnt from it.
Where have you ever learned from this?
Well, I won't make fun of anyone in the audience with a big finger anymore. Put it that way.
Oh.
I'll tell you the worst one that happened to me. I was, it's dark at the front, right? And I'm just picking on people. What do you do? Actor. What do you do? Actor. Right? And I'm just going, and it's a line that I would have just thrown to anybody who was sitting there next.
Yeah.
No matter what job you had, I would have said this line.
Yeah.
It's just a stock line that gets a cheap laugh. And I go, what do you do? And he goes, something, I'm an accountant. And I go, yeah, I know you're not an actor. Don't have the face for it. Right? And he goes, yeah, I've got cerebral palsy. And I was like, and then I look, is it cerebral? But like his whole face was kind of like, I was like, fuck.
How did you?
I did not recover.
Neither did he. So,
I did not. I did. I just look at him and I was like, oh. And I was just like, Jesus, peace. I mean, I couldn't say nothing. I was so shocked. You know, like with something else, you might be able to go and be like, but that's why, blah, blah, and
or fight them maybe.
I was like, oh shit, you do. And I was just like, fuck.
That's almost as bad as I don't know if it was I think it was Kanye West, where he got everyone to stand up and he saw one guy not standing up, stopped the concert and went, why are you not standing up? And the guy was just in a wheelchair. And it's just, you can't. It's awkward for everyone.
I saw Ben, I think. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. But anyhow, he was at Top Secret and he asked this man, why you not clapping, dude? Man had one arm. He was digging into the guy and I was like, fuck. I could see from the back, like, the guy didn't have an arm. I was like, why you not? Everyone clap, start the clap. I was like, why you not?
That's funny. If you asked him to start a clap, that's...
And I was like, Jesus, peace, man. Fuck.
I was MCing roast battle and I started talking to this guy and he was just really slow, right? I was like, what the fuck? Are you deaf or something? And he was actually deaf. And then the whole crowd went, and I went, and then, but I saved it because I was like, it's roast battle. And I just rinsed him really hard. I just cussed him so hard. And he fucking loved it.
How did he love it?
He loved it.
Can I hear
No,
it?
he was
another lie.
He was
This like the fight.
He was deaf or had a speech impediment. He had something. Right? He messaged me on Instagram afterwards.
He had something.
And he said, listen, I'm an equal opportunity.
He had diabetes.
We'll talk about that. He had. I can't remember what he had. What did he say? He had. I think he was deaf. But I can't.
And his mum had just died.
No, but I just rinsed him hard, and he loved it. He said thanks because no one ever rinses people. Sometimes they pull out. So he sent me a message afterwards on Facebook, and I did it. I rinsed him as much as I was rinsed anyone else. I wasn't horrible about it. But I said, I'm not going to rinse you because you've got some... This. And he loved it. And he sent me a message, or he follows me on Instagram. I wonder if he watches. If you do, get in touch, subscribe. Tell us
we'll get subtitles for you.
Yeah, good. Mooch,
and insulin.
What's wrong with that?
Right, Mooch is more cancelable to this week than me.
That was a kind thing for me to say. How is he going to listen to this pod if we don't have subtitles?
That's right. It should be subtitled. So anyway, but the point is, I think sometimes it can go too far the other way when, we've got to treat them like these people like a protected species, and you don't rinse them, and they don't feel...
Species. You're really digging for it.
No, I'm saying, you got to treat people like so that you don't treat everyone
Darius,
the same.
Move the mic round when you're shouting at Nico.
What do you mean?
Yeah, hold it and move it around.
You got to talk. The microphone is where the noise goes.
Into the mic.
Oh, that's not one of them ones.
No. Just move it slow. Yeah, there we go. Well, we've also got this comedian ELLORY Smith, who I've got the tweet up here. Tweeted, remember when someone had their SNL offer revoked after an anti-Asian slur, and so many people thought it was an overcorrection? Hateful language begets violence. Hateful jokes beget violence. They minimize and dehumanize, and they allow the normalization of terror.
Jesus, that's a bit of a reach. It goes from like a joke, some sort of joke, to like normalizing terror.
Isn't it because she's not? That's in reference to the Atlanta thing.
Yeah, I think it is. Or somebody did a joke about something.
No. So she's talking about Shane Gillis, I think.
Shane Gillis, yeah.
Shane Gillis. He was on SNL. Oh, he got offered SNL. Apparently, he's a super funny comedian. Yeah. But then I saw some of the videos he made.
Yeah,
They were quite.
Quite
he's doing the voice.
For me, I think when it comes to stuff like race issues, I think you can talk about anything. And I think the thing is, it's whether people know if you're coming from a nice place or if you're coming from, and his
stuff was malicious.
Some of it. I disagree with that because I've looked back at these, and what he was talking about was how Chinatown was always like the shanty town of a city, and in New York, and how it was a bit of a shitty place. He did use a racist slur, but he was kind of doing it in a.
There was a bit where I was like, oof. when he was talking about the food as well, how it's nasty, disgusting food. And listen, I love Chinese.
Yeah. There's one thing
But
you can't
the way
criticize
he was doing it in the character's voice of what people were saying at the time. It wasn't like he had that opinion.
No. Yeah. He was talking about what they put in Chinese food and how it's so disgusting and despicable.
Was he playing a character?
He was going in too much.
He was kind of doing it in a character. Yeah,
Right.
That was the thing. It
Well,
wasn't
maybe you
like,
can
I
find
don't
the
know.
clip.
I
Maybe you
don't
can
know.
find the Shane Gallus clip so we can see.
it's been done to death.
Well, anyway,
this lady has
yeah.
come out and there's a second tweet.
Yeah.
Which
it's beautiful.
another comedian.
There's the reverse card I was talking about.
Yeah. It's like a circular firing squad. The left just shooting each other. I love it.
Homemade pad thai, didn't put my cat in it though, which
I mean, it doesn't even work on
Yeah.
many levels because the racism's. It's not even like
Thai
correct
people don't
racism.
it's like you say, like you get
It's double racism.
Dumb
It's
racism.
It's like
She's-
dumb. It's dumb racism, which is the worst type. What was my dumb racism?
It was about because you got called the P word. I mean, you obviously didn't. You made it up for,
I made
a
up
joke.
for a joke. What was the joke?
But it was about
Like everyone who's every comedian who something happened to them makes it up. Oh, some idiot said this, or my grand said this racist thing, so I can say this racist joke.
Oh, that happens so
No.
much with comedians.
Our stuff comes from the truth, though. I don't say shit unless it's true. You know what I mean? I'm like Patrice.
diabetic.
What was that guy called in I've forgotten it now.
What?
Anyway, I was trying to remember one of your jokes you said. I can't remember it.
But you see,
My
comedians
jokes
do
are
that
not
a lot. Like
memorable.
comedians will have hey guys, so my grandma's a little bit racist and she said this the other day. And what they really are saying is that they thought up a racist
They
joke,
thought it, yeah.
but they can't say it,
Put
so
the
they're
blame
going
on
to
the
pretend they've
grandma.
got a racist grandma who probably isn't racist.
Like
and
my dumb
doesn't
racist
exist.
joke.
Yeah, like your dumb racist joke.
No, it was the
So yours was like somebody shouting, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I remember it now.
Back to her tweet.
Back to her tweet.
So she said, what? Pad Thai?
Pad Thai.
Homemade pad thai. That didn't put my cat in it though.
Oh, man.
Yeah, why would you-
But she said that set in 2013 when she was 17 years old, and now 8 years later she's saying I've changed, grown as a person.
Not possible. It's not possible
That's
to learn lessons and get forgiveness. So you're cancelled forever, Ellery. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Not from me,
Like-
Ellery. If you can get me on TV, then I
Like-
retract your cancellation.
Like Ellery would be like standing up for Lee Hurst or someone like that. You know
I
what I
know
mean?
she
She's
wouldn't.
exactly one of the people that'd be like piling on. Oh, I love how woke people just
She
take
must
each
have
other
been
down.
jumping on Kevin Hart for his gay tweet as well.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
Kevin
check
Hart
that.
got
I bet she
cancelled
was.
Yeah,
I bet she was. I bet
was on
she's-
that Kevin Hart.
I think they would have found it if because they've obviously they've gone through her tweets.
We gotta do our own research.
Yeah, we should probably do our own
We should,
research.
yeah.
We should probably delete our Twitters going from 2 weeks ago going all the way back to the start of time.
That was your funny joke, Leo. Leo used to have a funny joke where he used to say, "I got cancelled," but they only had to go.
Oh yeah, no, that really wasn't even a joke. It was true.
What
I
was
got
it?
cancelled. I got cancelled because I was doing a show at the Perth Fringe and people saw it was called Right Wing Comedian, so they looked through my Twitter. They do is go back to 2007, find something you posted when you're drunk and horny. So they went all the way back to that afternoon. Literally the most recent thing I tweeted, and they got me cancelled. But I've grown since then. I've grown and changed.
They went to your pinned tweet.
Speaking of recent cancelable material, Leo found or was sent this rather crazy video.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take your headphones
Can
off.
I just say about this video, right? It's kind of gone viral today, but we saw it yesterday. So someone comedians are such grasses. It's like as soon as it's like, I'm telling it was already gone around everyone by
Well, I don't think this
soon
has
as
gone
he's-
around comedians.
yeah,
it's not
it's-
gone around the media yet.
yeah, but then it started to go around the media because someone
It's in
from
the
Birmingham
Birmingham
Live newspaper, Slow Newsday,
Yeah.
said, what do you have a comment on this, Lovdev? But I mean, it just makes me laugh how comedians right, just get this motherfucker cancelled. He's sent immediately.
Let's pull up Premiere Pro and click this. Let's cut. This guy is
What, like we're doing right now?
Yeah.
right?
Premier editors.
Local playground is commemorating a famous poet that used to use it after collecting things at the beach. And you can see Shelley's seashells on the seesaw.
Oh, you can see Shelley's seashells. Oh,
Very good.
work of flipping art that was. LUVDEV.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Stop calling me, you stupid Jew.
What the fuck?
What? There you go. There you go.
Man. Support your own man.
I do like the Union Jack in the corner.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the Jew reference, LUVDEV.
Frizzle. So he's posted this big long. You know when people write something in like notes and then like screenshot it and post it because it won't fit in a tweet. It's that big. He's written this big thing trying to get LUVDEV. LUVDEV's the guy who did that anti-Semitic joke. I mean, it's not even the problem with it is it's not even
A pun.
or a joke or anything. And it's
That's one of the problems.
But LUVDEV doesn't really. I know LUVDEV, and he's a really lovely guy, and he wouldn't admit. He just wouldn't have known. He wouldn't have known that if he said this, it's bad. You know what I mean? I think this is the problem with a lot of this stuff. People say stuff not knowing that they're gonna. I
mean, to be fair, that's pretty bad, though.
But
I mean, you should know that's bad.
Yeah, but
if
not
you're
everybody.
grown up, you should know that's bad.
Yeah, but like, I don't know, like not everybody's like the smartest, sharpest. Reads the Guardian every day and stuff.
I mean, I don't think you need to read the Guardian to know that's bad. I know that's bad.
I think it's bad. Like, honestly, I think it's bad. I just don't think.
I think this is a sorry indictment once again of puns and why they're complete shit, basically.
Yeah.
But aren't you the former pun champion? So
I was UK pun champion 2015.
That could have been you.
That could be you.
This is like chess. You're like the cool kids at school bullying me because I'm in chess club.
That could have been you, Leo.
This does look like a chess club, like 5 people here.
It sort of looks like a video trial for a paedophile grooming gang. Like,
who is Fritz Frizzle? Which one is Fritz Frizzle?
Frizzle's the bottom right.
In the colored shirt?
Yeah, the one who looks like he holidays in Thailand.
Okay. That could be 3 of them there, mate.
Well, yeah, so Frizz, an interesting fact about Frizz, actually, some of the guys, like Rob Thomas is the other one.
Oh, that's Rob.
Rob Thomas, top left.
Yeah, I know him.
So he's
cool
a really nice guy, nice guy. And he was UK pun champion as well. So, and he sort of recognised the joke was, bad straight away and sort of requested, like flagged it up and stuff. But Frizz Frizzle in the bottom left does nothing. Just stands there, frozen, and then he
pull it back. Let's see Fritz Frizzle's response.
Reaction.
And then he did this big tweet, slamming. He could have just left it.
Why is it got like a Bible verse in the bottom left hand corner? John 11:35.
Because he's done he's done an anti-Semitic joke, so that's bad according to the Bible.
To the Bible.
Yes, pull up Fritz Frizzle's response.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the Jew reference, LUVDEV.
It's a rhyme, it's a poem. Rose red, violets blue. Stop calling me.
Anti-Semitism's allowed if it rains, apparently.
What did he say?
Could have said kangaroo.
He does double down.
Pull up Frizzle's response. Let me see.
I don't think there'll be a bonus round either.
Yeah. Roses are small, violets are bigger. Anyway, moving on.
You said that Frizzle didn't do anything when he said it.
What the fucking art that was? LUVDEV.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Stop calling me, you stupid Jew.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he did it. Pull back.
Yeah.
It's not even a pun.
Yeah, it's not a pun. There's a lot of stuff wrong with this, and I think the main thing is that it's not a pun.
That is the main thing for me. I would deduct him on pun points.
Yeah.
It's a horrible whatever it was, poem, pun.
Yeah. It's terrible, but
poorly thought out.
Like, I don't think LUVDEV's they're gonna love this down at the National Front meeting. You know what I mean? He's just clueless.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see us commentating on that, of them getting cancelled, and then another podcast commenting on them getting cancelled in a podcast inception of cancellations because of what we're saying about Lovdev's jokes.
See what happens when you do a funny thing.
Yeah, I said that before the podcast. It was hilariously funny, and I thought now, out of the blue, apropos nothing is a time to do it.
Also, you did it at the right time before because the screen was on there.
Yeah,
waited until the screen's gone. And he'd be like, it's like podcast inception. He said, no, it's not, Darius. The screen's not there.
Oh, fuck off, you punk cunt.
That's anti-Semitism.
yeah,
They're Frizzle.
This is
Oh,
all right. So
Is that his real name?
Oh.
That can't be his real name.
No one's
If your
named
surname
after
was Frizzle.
Frazzles.
if your surname was Frizzle, would you call your son Frizz?
okay, I've slept on it. Last night I was involved in a show where Why do you need to sleep on it?
Yeah, he was in two minds of it whether anti-Semitism was good.
Even Goebbels was like, "Fuck me."
I need a good 8 hours. 8 hours to figure out. Last night I was involved in a show where comedians tell puns for an hour. We get 6 subjects to write 3 puns about the subject.
That sounds like the worst show ever.
Aren't we meant to be having some sort of like comedy decorum, not slating other comedians?
It's just we hate puns.
We can slate Frizz.
If it's puns.
We're told these subjects 1 week in advance to give us time to curate and invent new jokes. During a round titled Poetry, we had to tell jokes about poetry. We did so. One comedian decided to use this as a platform to do a Roses Are Red poem, where the final line was some anti-Semitic bullshit. It wasn't a pun. It wasn't even crafted as a joke. It was met with silence and everybody was confused why he uttered this. I started having a full-blown anxiety attack.
Oh.
My brain doesn't do anger. If something happens that should make me angry, I just shut down. And he goes on to a second
laptop.
test.
Oh wow, this is like an Oscar speech.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's on the classic
Take us
notes.
to the end of the show.
I've been performing online comedy pretty much every other day since lockdown started. I have a performance persona, which is constantly cracking jokes.
Just interrupt. He's been doing it every other day, and Lovdev's giving him his biggest audience ever, and this is how he repays him.
I have a performance persona, which is constantly cracking jokes and smiling, and very thankful. This isn't how I am when I'm alone. As you know, I have depression, anxiety, paranoia, and borderline personality disorder. It's hard to maintain that persona for a long which is why my streams tend not to last that long. For the first time last night, I dropped my performance persona during a stream, and I'm still kicking myself about it. When he publicly apologized last night, a lot of people called him brave. They don't know what he said. They now have an image that he said a risque joke, a dark one-liner, or a Frankie Boyle-esque twist on a classic joke. He didn't. He just blurted out anti-Semitism and then removed himself from the recording when he was called out on it. It wasn't off the cuff. We have a week to plan these jokes. He had written it down, prepared it, and thought, this is good material for me to perform. The absolute most bizarre thing I've ever experienced. And he already said that in that crazy shirt as well.
Hold on a second. So they called him out, and then he just quit the stream, because that does make a difference. So he just left the show after saying it.
Lovdev left the show.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
according to that. Yeah, according to
that's
that.
what
He
Frizzle
bends
is
all
on.
the screen and then he comes back in.
I know, but according to
back.
Frizz's thing, that he left the show. Because
Oh,
that's pretty
Well, obviously
incriminating.
none of us watched the show.
Yeah, well, obviously no one's actually watched the show. I mean, that clip has got more cumulative views than every single one of those shows put together,
I've got a
including when
story.
you won. to now.
I've got a story about. Oh, it wasn't on that. It wasn't like some Zoom thing. It was.
I
a
know,
proper
Neil
one.
was a real pun champion.
But yeah, so Frizzle, I've got a story about him. So he got in trouble because he was stealing from comedians' bags and jackets in green rooms, and he's publicly apologized for it.
Oh, really?
And I wonder if people called him brave when he apologized for that. But yeah, so that's what I'm surprised to see him on a Zoom gig, because how do you nick from somebody's bag on a Zoom gig? You got to go around their house.
Online fraud.
I'm disassociating myself from Leo on this comment.
Well, look, I mean, the guy is, if he's suffers from all of the things that he's stated there, I hope it's not affecting him too much, and would hate for this to
Suffer from what?
Whatever he said he had.
Anxiety.
Borderline.
Everybody gets anxiety. That's the thing. People are like, oh, I suffer from anxiety. No, anxiety is a valid human emotion that we need to feel. Like, because otherwise you don't. It's like feeling hungry. If you never feel hungry, you're never going to eat.
But my thing is the fact that, I don't know, the fact that he wrote it and prepared it and said it, does it make it worse or better? Because then if he prepared it and said it, you know what I mean? He took a week and thought, this is going to go down well. Isn't that like pure ignorance and means that it's not malicious then? You know what I mean?
What?
Because you would have
I
to
think
be,
it
I don't
could-
know. I don't know.
could- It could point to like somebody being in an environment where that sort
That
of joke
is norm, yeah.
the norm, and they
Yeah.
don't realize that if I say this in front of like some.
Because is he Muslim? I don't know. Is he?
Well, where are we going with this, Nico?
I think it's Geordie.
I mean, like, what if Muslims make those jokes all the time?
No, I think Muslims
I
and
don't
Jews
think
have famously always got on well, Nico.
I
so-
don't think he is Muslim though. He's Hindu. I believe.
Because I mean, you get what I'm saying though. To prepare it a week in advance,
Yeah.
write it down and whatnot, and probably change it.
Well, try out at the mosque.
Yeah.
That's
probably
killed it,
killed.
Mecca.
Yeah. Fucking hell, yeah. He's like, lads, I got one for you. Oh shit! Yeah. that is funny. Oh shit!
Yeah. Although we're not suggesting that before I have to like write an apology in notes and screenshot it and tweet it, we're not suggesting any of that happened.
Oh shit!
So Lee Hurst,
I don't know, man. But yeah, it's a
Frizzle
terrible joke.
Dizzle, and the Asian dude who may or may not be Muslim, all been cancelled this week.
Yeah.
Do you
People,
think Lovdev can come back from that?
Oh, 100%. I mean, what's he got to get? He's not got to get like a primetime show on Netflix back, has he?
Yeah.
It's
So the comeback is on.
maybe
Yeah,
maybe,
yeah.
maybe
And
Netflix
also-
Saudi Arabia.
also the thing is, man, like, because people who get properly cancelled forever, they tend to be like, actually, you know, and a lot of times they're total cunts in real life. I say that with one caveat: if I ever get cancelled, it's not because of
What do
that.
you mean, if I ever? When I get cancelled?
What a next?
But
When?
Lovdev's like a nice guy, and people like him. So I think that means, you know, people give him the benefit of the doubt. If he was like a cunt and like, you know, if he was Frizzle, who's like, you know, a lot of people don't like because they're
Oh,
missing,
you really hate
they're
Frizz
missing
Frizzle.
car keys and Kit Kats and stuff from their handbags. But
I've never met Frizz
I just
Frizzle.
think
I
it's
don't know who
funny.
he is, so I can't
Yeah,
pass
I don't
comment
know
on it.
nothing about Fritz Fizzle.
Fritz.
Oh, me know nothing.
People are trying to cancel the Kill the Bill. There were the Kill the Bill protests that happened this weekend.
yeah,
Was
they
it?
want another Quentin Tarantino film. And
Hey-o.
hey-o.
Hey-o!
That worked better in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, it's can't ever like say something before the yeah. So we've had protests in London. We had protests to end lockdown, and they were mostly peaceful. A lot of my friends went on it. And in Bristol, we had lockdowns against the policing bill, which is a authoritarian.
Protests against the policing bill.
Yeah. And they turned violent. They had like 500 super hardcore. I'm not going to call them super hardcore. Super unwashed Antifa. You know, people turn up and like they stormed the police station. Well, I think it was an unused police station, so they stormed an empty office building and set fire to a police van and carried on like that. So people are saying, you know, well, I think it's interesting because, you know, the anti-lockdown. So the Bristol protests are seen as left-wing and the London protests are seen as right-wing because anti-lockdown is seen as a sort of right-wing thing. And, you know, for me, I think they're both valid.
Yeah, I think everybody should be against the
bill.
Yeah. The bill. Everybody should
not
be
the bill is
up
in the
and-
police.
Yeah.
Like...
That protest bill. Because we mentioned it in the previous podcast where you say we're gonna have to protest the protest bill or whatever.
Yeah, well, I've got some like a lawyer told me this stuff about this bill, and the way it's worded. I mean, it's just so protest. Basically the bill means
and the noise level and stuff. That
the
we were
protest, and
talking
it's like the person does an act or doesn't do an act that to the public or a section of the public causes serious annoyance. distress, inconvenience,
Disruption and
inconvenience. You know what I mean? And also noise and stuff. And it's like that can't be the whole point of a protest is to cause disruption and noise and all that. So you can't have like quiet protests that happen on your own at home because that's just sitting at home on your couch.
Episode.
Huh?
You know, I said that in the previous episode.
Did you?
Yeah.
What, a previous episode? Like we've only had like one.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Previous episode.
Yeah. That a protest is supposed to be noisy. You're
not
going to be handing out tea and shit. Yeah. But that letter, you should have sent that to Mooch so he could pull it up.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's another thing we got to do. We got to send all the files to
That's
Mooch.
the wording of the bill. But it's real, and we're seeing this. There's a lot of legislation coming through, like the hate crime bill in Scotland,
crazy, yeah.
that's really sort of just really hazily worded, so it could be interpreted, you know, in
for anything.
Yeah, for anything.
You could get nailed for anything.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're gonna look at Lovdev's joke. Was that broadcasted in Scotland?
On a serious note, I mean the sentences. So like this policing bill, you can go to jail for 10 years, which is the same. It's the same as being a paedophile. You know what I mean? Like making some noise at a protest, like is the same as like grooming a child or whatever. It's mad.
But the hate crime bill in Scotland, does that affect comedians directly if you're doing a performance on stage?
Yeah, so any speech or any sort of communication that could be perceived as in like stirring up hatred. So again, it's so hazily worded. It's like what does that? What does any
but
of that
being
mean?
on stage in a stage performance doesn't protect you?
No protection, and also the venue, the promoter, the venue, everyone's culpable, everybody's liable.
Nico, were you at Top Secret like before this lockdown? I think it was Ian Stone. Oh no, it was what's his
Jeff.
Jeff Innocent.
Yeah.
And some woman accused him of hate speech or something.
Racism, and they called the police. Yeah. I was there.
Didn't you hear this story?
I think I did. What happened? Tell us the story.
Jeff did some racist stuff.
Jeff.
No, well, Jeff Innocent. I mean, he
Jeff
talks.
Innocent, so if you don't know him, he's one of the best comedians. Like a real technician, amazing at comedy, and
gentle soul.
He looked to his credit, he looks like a massive racist. Or if he's in Brighton, he looks like something else. That's his joke, which I've ruined, proving that I cannot steal other people's jokes. We won't go there. Don't worry about it. Anyway, the point is, he did a joke and he got accused of racism, and then the police got called to Top Secret, and then I wasn't there. So can you fill us in, Nico?
So basically, Jeff is doing his set, and the lady took offense to Jeff's set or what he was doing, and goes on stage to snatch the microphone from Jeff.
Ooh.
And Jeff puts his hand out to stop her from getting the microphone, and she kicks off, starts crying, runs upstairs, and says that Jeff choked her. And says that Jeff was being racist and choked her and blah, blah, blah. And she's crying upstairs and she got all her friends backing her up. Yeah, he was being racist and he choked her. And then she called the police. And the police came, and luckily, Top Secret, everything is recorded. So the police watched back the footage, and you see Jeff just doing like that to stop her from getting the mic.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a choke. And the police said, "No, that's self-defense." But then when she was acting out how Jeff choked her, she did it to Mark, the owner. And she kind of scratched Mark. So then Mark called the police on her. And then the police asked Mark if he wanted to press charges. So another Uno reverse card.
See, that's how you fight audience members.
And so did her accusation of racism go anywhere?
No, because it was Jeff's regular set, but she perceived it as being racist.
Well, this is the trouble with this legislation. Like the hate crime bill in Scotland, it's about the perception of and you don't even have to be the victim. It could be somebody, a bystander or whatever. If you perceive it, then it is. So, and the dangerous thing is, even if the police turn up, and like,
sorry, let's turn that down. My bad.
All right. Yeah, even if the police turn up and like it's not recorded as a crime, they decide they're not going to charge
non-crime hate crime or something.
A non-crime hate incident. So this is something that's not like sort of on the record books that you can like sort of purge like a crime. You can't get you can't go to court and get it lifted. But what it means is that any HR department, if you go for a job, any HR department in the future can do a DBS check, and it'll get flagged up. Oh, this person committed a non-crime hate incident
On your social score.
Yeah, and social score, banking. You want a house, but you want to live. I mean, look what they're already doing in America with cutting the right wing people or people are perceived to be right wing are having their banking and internet services and everything cut. So it's
everybody should be scared about these things, man. Even the woke people, what they don't realize that shit gonna come to them too.
Yeah, and not even
come for them, and it
won't even take long. I mean, look at the Clapham Vigil. You know what I mean? Like it'll come immediately for you.
These powers are used against everyone.
So Edinburgh this year is going to be an interesting festival.
Yeah.
Is anyone going up?
Well, I don't know yet.
Are you going to be doing your material with these new hate crime?
Has that gone through?
Has
it not gone through though? Has it?
Oh, the hate crime bill passed last week. Yeah,
so now it is actually hate crimes up there.
Yeah.
I thought it didn't go through.
No, that's
it didn't go through first time round. And then there was some amends to it.
There were a couple of days of sort of trying, but basically SNP have got so much power in Scotland they can just railroad through legislation. They've done it before with so there's the Offensive Behaviour at Football Act, which would have made basically any football song or football chant illegal, and so that got railroaded through. But then it got repealed because it was ridiculous and unenforceable. And also the named person scheme, which was basically the state takes control of your child instead of the parent being in control of the child.
What?
The state can basically say, okay, we're going to take it's sort of like, so everybody, it's, how you get social workers and, problem families and stuff, problem parents have a social worker. Everybody gets that. And so and also the state can eavesdrop, they can like spy on you and your child and basically snoop on you. So it's really pernicious, and it's
wait. This is what act is that?
So it was the named person scheme. So it wasn't like a piece of legislation, but it was a scheme that the SNP wanted to bring in.
Oh, so it's not.
It got thrown out.
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, but yeah, the SNP are really authoritarian, and people don't seem to be worried about it.
But they love the SNP in Scotland.
Yeah, well, it's because the SNP have fomented all nationalist governments. Like you look at the Nazis, or any party that's nationalist, like the BNP. The BNP are a good equivalent of the SNP. So they foment this sort of nationalist fervor, patriotism and parochialism, and say, well, we're the best and they're bad. You go like SNP marches, there's people marching with big banners saying fuck off England and stuff like that.
To be fair, Scottish people do hate English people.
Yeah, they do, but it's bad. I mean, imagine if that's what English people were about. People were standing on the border with England. SNP supporters were standing on the border with England, screaming "fuck off" at English cars coming up.
Yeah, that's funny.
But you say it's funny.
But
funny.
Shouting at cars is objectively.
Shouting at cars is funny. Oh, wait a minute. Vroom. Fuck off. Vroom. You whack. Vroom. I made a difference today. Well done.
But imagine if that was Tommy Robinson down at Dover shouting at people coming over on the ferries or whatever. You know what I mean?
He probably has done that as well.
Well, he probably has done that. But why are the SNP seen as these woke heroes? And
I don't
Tommy
know.
Robinson, they're just the same. They're just the same as these BNP. You live in Scotland.
I know it's boring.
What else we got? Something lighthearted. That's depressing, man.
Yeah, that's got the
what about the Atlanta shooting?
Oh, that's lighthearted.
No, what about what about Cardi B and Candace Owens?
What was that, Darius?
That's how does she say?
Cardi B.
I don't even listen to Cardi B, so I don't know.
Is
that one of her songs?
No, that's what she makes. The noise she makes.
She does this skirt. I believe.
Well, you stop doing it.
I can't help it that I'm young and hip and I listen to Cardi B.
You're not young and hip.
My wet ass pussy.
You listen to
There's
TikTok.
some hoes in this house. My wet ass pussy. You want some of my wet ass pussy, Nico?
So, Cardi B.
Oh, new tropics. But
Should we go to new tropics?
Cardi B, new tropics.
My new tropics are wearing off now, so I'm starting talking about my
Are you on new tropics?
Well, I'm not.
You take loads of pills. You're like a fucking 8-year-old man. The amount of pills you
Sorry, are
take.
you guys taking Alpha Brain? Is this sort of the Joe Rogan sort of?
Have you been listening to? Do we sound like we're taking Alpha Brain?
But that's what it's
taking beta brain.
Like some snake world.
We're taking Zeta brain, never mind Zeta brain.
It's just some like herbs and spices pressed into a pill.
What's this?
Herbs and spices pressed into a pill.
I tried Rogan's on it thing.
Yeah, was it good?
On it pills or whatever it was. No, it didn't really change much. And I tried the coconut oil thing.
Herbs.
What's the coconut oil
coconut
thing?
oil.
What
Coconut oil is supposed to make you sharp.
Yeah, herbal extracts never do it unless it's like
That's
cocaine.
a shampoo.
Cocaine is a herbal extract. Yeah, but you know, like herbs that are made into pills and stuff don't do it. You need like cocaine is technically a herbal extract. That'll do DMT. That'll do something. Magic mushrooms.
Let's talk about what we on.
But the proper stuff, it's made in a pharmacy in India and it comes through the internet.
Modafinil.
Yeah, modafinil.
I've got some modafinil. Sometimes I take that.
This is not a sponsor.
I know. I don't think you could get it anywhere. I got it from India. I brought it in.
Yeah, we bought it from India.
Or
it was Leo that told me about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the problem with it though, it kills your creativity.
It's so weird.
Yeah. You become focused, but focused on tasks that don't require creativity. So like admin, if you got a lot of admin or taxes to do, take modafinil and it's good for that. Or like
it's a Ritalin.
Well, no. What is it?
I've never taken it, but it's the army take it. It basically
surgeons
means
take it as well. Surgeons,
you don't need to sleep, and you don't. It's not like caffeine or speed. You don't get that weird sort of buzzy, nervous high. You just don't need to sleep.
You get it on the come down. You get it on the come down.
Yeah.
So it like keeps you focused. A lot of surgeons take it when they got a lot of surgeries running through the night. A lot of students for exams take it. So it keeps you like zoned in.
Why are you guys taking it? Like, you don't got exams, and I hope to fuck you're not operating on anyone. You guys need to be creative. You should be writing jokes, not doing admin.
Well, I took it when I was a consultant in like national security and stuff, so I had to be like pretty sharp on that. I say national security, like at the time I was just doing sort of more generic IT stuff, but for the Foreign Office and stuff. So it was like I had to, and like doing comedy at the same time, I was getting like 4 hours sleep a night. So I really had to be like sharp and try and do both.
Yeah, but you can't write no jokes. And then we took it one day. We went down to the Top Secret, and we both had taken it. And this guy, we both go on stage. He goes on stage and fucked all his punchlines, because it makes you so like worried you can't speak properly. So like you're just stuttering,
and it takes away all your like, is it like empathy or just your flow kind of thing? You got no. I was saying this stuff, but I was just saying it like with no,
like a zombie.
Yeah, like a zombie, like a robot.
This sounds a lot like meth.
I take that shit just to wake up, man. I just take it in the morning, wake up.
You're awake for 3 days and you've got no empathy. You can't speak.
You take a lot of these pills, don't you?
I'm not actually
Metformin.
taking. Well, I'm not taking much at the moment, but I have taken metformin, which is the key to eternal youth. Keeps you younger. It's a diabetes drug, but Google it will keep you younger. However, I found that it makes me slightly less ripped. It makes me a bit more podgy, so I've come off it so I can get
Have you
ripped.
been doing a lot of swimsuit modeling this year or something?
Nothing, but I'm a very vain person and I like to have a six-pack at all time. No one sees it, likes it. Only person is me. Makes me feel good about myself.
Not your wife or?
Well, she doesn't. She likes it when I'm fat.
Okay.
She prefers it when I'm fat because she's a jealous bitch.
So why don't you just get fat then?
Because I'm fucking too vain. I don't be a fat shit. I feel better when I'm lean. Anyway.
Do you actually notice this, or is this in your head that you get pudgy? Do you actually?
No,
notice?
yeah, I notice it. I notice it because I look down and I've got a big fat belly.
Yeah.
Or I look down and I've got a six-pack. And then I go, yeah.
What about you? What about your biceps?
Yeah, but like my arms have gone down a bit. I can just feel because I've not been training. You just feel, you get softer. You just feel softer.
My body's going to total shit with like lockdown. It's I can't believe they're like, oh, we're doing this for the good of your health, and it's like I can't go to the gym. I can't go to the gym and be healthy.
You can go to McDonald's.
You can go to McDonald's, yeah.
You can go to KFC.
There's lots of unhealthy things you can do, but all you can do, like even if like during the proper lockdowns, they were like you can't even like go to the park
Burger King.
Yeah, these are all things you can go to. Darius. How's the new Tropics work? But what other ones have you taken?
I've taken loads of stuff. I'm trying to objectively think what works.
You did microdosing as well.
Oh yeah, one time I decided to microdose LSD, but I took a bit and nothing happened. And I had an appointment at the doctor. I thought, man, nothing's working. So I took some more, and this shit doesn't even. I thought when you're microdosing, it's meant to just be a bit more clarity. I thought, it's not working. So I took a bit more. That's still not working. So I took it, and then I was tripping my balls off, right? So then I had to go to the doctors, and I'm tripping. But I didn't want to tell her I was tripping, but she was confused because my heart rate had been raised, and my pupils are like this. And she's like, there's something wrong with you. Are you okay? I went, no, I'm fine. So I tried microdosing LSD.
By taking loads of LSD.
By taking loads. So I ruined that.
Dosed.
Dosed LSD. I just took LSD and went to the doctors. And it's pretty weird when you go to the doctors on LSD because they're like, wow, that thing can hear my heartbeat. Holy shit, man. It's like you're touching like the X-ray charts and stuff. So I did that. But there was a period in comedy.
That's pretty weird.
There was a period.
You take LSD and go to the doctor.
And then I had to sit. And then the thing is, when you take LSD, like take a psychedelic, you don't really want to lie. But I knew I had to lie, so I had this big conflict. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She said, "You're not on anything, right?" I was like, "What? No, of course not." Anyway.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Fear and Loathing in the waiting room.
There was a period in comedy where everyone, Milo McCabe and all of them lot, they said, "I'd take sage before gigs." So I don't know if I was just eating a roast dinner, but I would take like sage pills, and I think they make you a little bit sharper. They really help with your mental.
Sharper than the LSD, or?
Well, LSD, yeah. No, well, the worst time I did that is when I did that gig at that festival. And
yeah. Like,
go ahead.
So yeah, like before, half an hour before he was due on stage, he's like, or before he went on stage, he's like, "Should I take this LSD?" And we're all like, "No, Darius, don't."
No,
take
you
it.
were. You were like, "Take it."
Got to do half an hour of comedy, and like at a festival tent, it's not an easy gig anyway. But if you're tripping balls, it's going to be really difficult. And then Darius didn't listen to us, so he dropped this LSD like he was going to the doctors. And then he goes up on stage and he's like, "To be fair, like you're doing pretty well, but you're just cantering through your material. You're just barreling. You're skipping out huge bits. It was all punchlines. You know what I mean?" And then you could see, like, you obviously thought you must have done about 20 minutes, 25. You're like, let's just take this baby home. And you looked at your watch and you're like, 5 minutes. And then I was sitting in the audience laughing, and you're like, "Leo, what other jokes have I got?" And the only one I could think of was one that has got to be delivered really, really carefully, or it sounds terribly racist and homophobic.
Yeah.
And you had to go at it and sounded terribly racist and homophobic. You're lucky nobody was filming and put it on Twitter.
Why were you not filming? Well, like, if my friend was taking LSD at a festival,
the worst thing is,
the first thing I would do is make sure there was at least a 3-camera setup so that I could record this car crash.
You go like, "Car crash, let's go."
But then you know what they made me do afterwards? They made me drive them all home on LSD. I went, "I'm tripping. No, it doesn't matter. Just drive us home."
Well, we waited. We thought like you'd come down and then
give it 10.
You're pretty fine. I think by the time.
So I took. I'm just trying to think of good stuff that works. The only things I think that work. If you want to get lean, what I've done, CLA works. CLA is a natural thing you can get. That works.
CLA.
Clenbuterol is an illegal drug. It's not a steroid, but you will be banned from the Olympics. That definitely works. I can get some of that if you want it. Let me know.
But doesn't this stuff like speed up your heart?
It speeds up your heart rate. You will probably die early, but it's worth it to look good.
It's not.
It's not worth it to look good. Don't listen to me.
You look good in the casket.
Yeah, you look good in the casket. That's what counts. What else have I done that I think works? I take cod liver oil. I don't take much anymore.
There is one I heard people talking about on Rogan's podcast that is from Thailand.
Oh, Kratom.
Yeah.
Kratom.
Yeah, what's that like? Darius, you done that?
I've actually got... But this Kratom stuff is weird because if you take too much, if you take a little bit, it speeds you up. And if you take like one tiny bit too much, it slows you right down.
Oh, really?
So it's a really weird... It's kind of like I think it's... from that, it's an opioid.
Yeah, it's an opioid.
It's legal in America.
It's legal in America.
But what does it do?
Does that? What I just
they
said.
do love opioids.
Do you try Kratom?
No. I've seen it being advertised on shitty podcasts.
Yeah.
And
Rogan's not shitty, man. Come on.
No. I wasn't watching that. He wasn't advertising. He was talking about it.
Talking about
the podcasts I watch are advertising this to them.
Oh, okay.
So
in
shout out Yo Kratom.
In Morocco, I used to get bags of. They cut down on it now. They clamp down on it, but pavot they call it. And it's like poppy heads. And basically what you do is you just sort of crunch them up and then boil them up in a saucepan.
And inject them.
And you get this...
in a spoon. And then
you drink it. But you probably could, if you boiled it long, you probably could inject that stuff. You drink it and... I mean, it basically is like, some sort of smack. But you made it from poppy heads. But there's a kid who because people used to do it in this country from poppy seeds. They get you need like a kilo or whatever because there's tiny traces of the opiate on the poppy seeds. But then this kid, you got a big sack to make one hit kind of thing. This kid changed his poppy seed supplier, and the new poppy seeds had for whatever reason had much more opiate on them, and he died. So
he ruined it for everyone.
Yeah, well, he ruined it for himself. I think other people can still do it.
Oh, yeah. So you can still buy the opioid poppy seeds?
Well, you can get poppy seeds, bakery and stuff like that.
How many poppy seed bagels?
Wait, poppy seeds that's on bread
Yeah.
is poppies?
Yeah. If you eat...
Oh, we have to start naming these. We have to start naming Nico's realizations. Is that Patsy Kensit? The one off EastEnders who did drugs.
I didn't know that. So wait, there's opium in them?
Yeah, but you'd have to eat an awful lot of loaves of bread.
You will fail a drugs test though.
In the Olympics. Yeah, but if you've eaten that much bread, you're not going to be able to get over the fucking fence anyway.
You can fail a drugs test. I watched a YouTube video on it.
Oh, that must be true.
A poppy seed bagel.
It was done by the Mythbusters. They did it. They did an episode. She had a bagel, did the test, and they failed it.
How do you know she wasn't a smackhead?
Well, that was the whole point of the Mythbusters video.
I've
got amitriptyline. I've just been given a.
Oh yeah, what's amitriptyline?
It's a really strong painkiller and sleeping agent. I think it's also.
Are you a drug dealer? What is?
No, amitriptyline. I've got a lot of tablets that are natural or legal that I just like
to sell to children.
No, because
schools.
I like to try them to see if they work. So I'll watch something go, okay, they go, this will do this. I'll go, all right, let me try it. And I say,
but who's your doctor that giving you these things?
So no, I got the
YouTube.
I got the amitriptyline because I broke my back, so my back's fucked. So I've got it's really bad because of the thingy. So he's giving me these hardcore painkillers.
An actual NHS doctor gave you this.
Yeah.
Yeah, he broke his back, so that's
he did break my back. It is good
valid reason.
But anyway, if you want some, I can give you some.
Okay. Yeah, can I have some, please?
Yeah.
So it's a painkiller and what?
It's basically when I told Elsa's my wife's dad's doctor, so I've been given amitriptyline. And he was like, oh, that's a dirty drug, which I knew meant it was good, right? So, it's a nerve agent, opioid, and basically like a killer sleeping pill. So it just chills you right. It's really good.
All right, I'll have a couple.
I've got a month's supply.
No. You got a 3-speech podcast week supply.
Sign up to our Patreon and you'll get one amitriptyline.
Yeah, we're sending amitriptyline to you or whatever it's called. But I got sleep issues, so yes, give me one of them.
Have you went to a sleep clinic though, right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Yeah, so they strapped me up and they put all these things, them things, what's called them?
Brain.
The little
sensors.
Circle sensors things, yeah. And I slept in there overnight. And yeah, so they do a reading of your heart and whatever the sensors tell them. And they said I have REM sleep disorder. So I'm not going into the deep REM sleep.
So you're asleep, but you're just not getting
I'm not getting into the deep.
But it's not like you're sitting awake in bed.
No, but already my sleep is only 5 hours. They said on average because they gave me a thing to write down how long I'm sleeping.
Right.
And I was averaging between the highest is for me is 5 hours. So I average between 4.5 and 5 hours.
And the rest of the time you're awake.
Yeah, the rest of the time I'm awake.
So you're just so you're lying in bed, but your eyes are shut, but you're kind of awake but dreaming. Just lying there.
I go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I never reach the deep sleep that other people get. So I have REM disorder. But then after that, I just get up.
And how do they cure that?
It's not cured. That's why I asked him for amitriptyline.
What did they
give me Zopiclone. They give me
Is that it?
Melatonin, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, melatonin.
That's legal in America.
It's legal here too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because they give it to me. Yeah. Melatonin and...
No, but you can get it at Boots.
Is that not 5-HTP?
Not over the counter.
Yeah. In America, they just sell it
yeah. So they give me melatonin, and the only drug that seems to work for me is Zopiclone. But again, it's too addictive. They say it's addictive, so we can only give you like 5 or 7 of them.
I'll give you some of this amitriptyline. It's even
There's
more
that-
addictive.
There's that one they have in Southeast Asia. It's like antihistamines. You know the antihistamines here, like they're non-drowsy. This is like a drowsy one, and it totally like you get the best sleep of your life. It's amazing, but it doesn't work. Like you can't take it like 3 nights in a row, kind of thing. But if you're totally like sort of stressed or whatever, you just need to like knock yourself out for 9 hours. It's amazing.
Funny how you know about these tablets, Leo.
Yeah, because I
Not people
bought
out
them and ate them.
Not people out. For
No,
9
like
hours.
not sort of like you're not comatose. You just get a really deep sleep.
Oh. I was insinuating something.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It was a shit
No, we
joke.
all saw it. We were just like, tiptoeing around it. Who's going to make the Cosby joke?
Yeah, that's how I was going with it.
This is another Mooch's hat moment.
That's been in about an hour.
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good on a Bill Cosby joke. I think that's the perfect place to end this.
Another cancelled comedian.
Who do you think is going to get cancelled from today's? Mooch had a little risky moment during
What
that
did
one.
I say?
I don't know, but you said something. I remember thinking that
I
could
said
be
some
Mooch's.
stuff off air that definitely would get me cancelled.
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Let us get at least 100 subscribers before you start the outrage. On that note, Leo, where can they follow you? Where can
On
they see you?
Twitter, Leo Kearse. Link below.
Nico.
Where's that link?
I don't know. I should do that in YouTube videos. A link below.
Yeah. Twitter and Instagram, Neeksman. I'll spell that for you. That's NEE. K for kilo, S for sugar, M for mango, A for alpha, N for
mango.
November.
Are you renewing your car insurance?
So that's Neeksman.
All right,
Twitter
okay, we
and
get
Instagram.
it. Mooch, thank you so much.
And LinkedIn.
All right, thank you so much. But seriously, if you've enjoyed this podcast, share it with a friend. Share it. Let people know. Please like and subscribe. It really does. Link below. It really does help. We will be starting a Patreon and we will be charging you later on. Give me your money. Not yet. Now it's free.
For extra content, I imagine.
For
Yeah,
amitriptyline, you can't buy that shit. You got to get that on prescription. That's a good drug. I will put it in the £10 package, amitriptyline.
No.
Look, thank you.
Explain that not every episode is going to be Patreon.
No, none of them
bonus
are going to. Only
episodes
bonus and stuff.
will be on the
Which
Patreon.
we haven't even. Just like and subscribe.
I think what the guys are trying to say is the stuff that we say off air that will get us cancelled, you'll have to be a Patreon member to cancel us.
Yeah, and also we'll have to make sure you have some sort of screen recorder on. All right. So thank you so much. I've been Darius Davies at Persian of Interest. Bye.
Bye.